Hey guys, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for everything you guys do, for your love and your appreciation. It's what keeps Cindy and I going. You know, last year we did a Patreon posse ride, and it was just so amazing. We had 200 motorcycles, over 300 people come out. The financial support was amazing, but more than that, it was the love that we received from everybody. You know, we don't make any money on the show, and in fact, usually there's money coming out of the pocket, not going in. So when we see people come up and say thank you for what you guys do, that's what gets us going. That's what keeps us motivated. And you know, this year started off and we were just so excited about the year 2020, right? It was going to be a great year. And so we're up at the Motorcycle Expo in February, and we're there all 3 days. We just wanted to see everybody. We wanted to shake hands. We wanted to talk to people. And then, you know, we're just super excited. And then in early March, we had our after-season party for all our Patreon members. We had a great dinner. We had plenty to drink. We had a comedian that came in, and we just absolutely rocked the ballroom there at the Holiday Inn, and just had a fantastic time. And we were so psyched. And like a week later, everything came to a screeching halt, all right? So the country is shut down now. And then on top of that, I end up in the hospital with a staph infection in my leg. I have to have emergency surgery so they can save my leg. I got all this rehabbing to do, can't go to work, and I'm watching TV, and I'm getting so frustrated with everything that you see on TV and all the conflicting interests. And it was just like, I turned the TV off. I started watching YouTube, and you know, I learned how to homestead. I learned how to grow my own garden. It was like, you know what? I'm getting ready. I grew my hair and grew my beard because I'm going to the mountains. I'm done with mankind. They have lost their mind. And I remember talking to the producer of the show and saying, you know what? I don't think we're going to be able to do it. We just lost a couple more sponsors. And I remember the producer made the comment about, hey, when it's time to end the show, we'll end the show on the right terms. He said, but we're not going to let a virus take us out, and we're going to press through this. I said, you know, and those words, they resonated with me. So we continued to do everything. I had no idea how we were going to pay for any of this stuff. And then next thing you know, we have Leidendorf Law step up and say, well, hey, we'll take over that sponsorship too. And then I have Carambo's come up and say, hey, we'll take over that other sponsorship that left. And then I had Flat Out Motorsports come on board. And, you know, they're like, hey, no, we're not leaving. We're staying with you. We're gonna get through this. And it was just like, okay, maybe we can do this. And then, you know, the production company is like, hey, we're gonna work things out. We're gonna make this work. The very first ride we cover is the Angela Summers ride. And this is the lady that was killed, the postal carrier that was killed while delivering the mail. We went out there to film, and I knew it was going to be a big ride, but my gosh, there was like 500, 600, 700 motorcycles. It was at 8 Second Saloon, and it looked just like the Miracle Ride. It was that big. And it was just so cool because we had all these riots going on. Indianapolis had been destroyed, looting and everything else. And yet when we talked to people, they never mentioned any of that. All they simply said was, we want to show the world how it's supposed to be done. We're going to come together in peace and in love and put our personal opinions on the side, and we're going to help one another. And I'm telling you, it opened my eyes. It was like, maybe there is hope for mankind after all. We filmed Amanda's Amazing Ride. This is a young lady that was killed in Indianapolis. And I mean, literally a week after she was murdered, we're there with her mom and all the people from this small community that came together to help them raise money through a charity ride to get a headstone for the daughter. And you saw all these people come together saying, hey, we're here to support one another. And to me, that's what gets me through all these difficult times. You know, the whole motorcycle community, they just constantly show us how they can pull together, put all your differences aside, come together as one. And that is what keeps us going. You know, and that being said, we do have our posse ride coming up. In fact, it's going to be next Sunday. We're going to start it at Tres Caminos in Martinsville, Indiana. It's just one of those rides where I want to say thank you to everybody. Yes, we are going to have donation buckets out there. And if you want to donate, if you like what the show is doing and everything else, yes, please donate. We could definitely need the help this year. But if you don't have the money, I know, and as it's been all year, a lot of people don't have the money because they're not working. They don't have the finances they used to have. If that's the case, come on out. Don't worry about giving. Just come out and ride with us. This is a chance for all of us to get together, enjoy each other's company, and come together in love and peace and just have a good time. So thank you guys once again. You have restored our faith in humanity.
Don't look now. Carambo's isn't just paint. It's your one-stop shop for motorcycle gear, parts, and service. Crambo's, voted the Indy A-List #1 motorcycle shop 2 years running, has expanded with the state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment for tuning your fuel-injected Harley and a new paint facility to make your bike stand out from all the others. Crambo's also has a new retail area complete with leather, chrome, audio, and all your parts and service needs. Crambo's, voted #1 for a reason.
People talk about your one-stop shop. Well, Flat Out Motorsports is definitely a one-stop shop.
Maybe you like to hit the streets on two wheels, whether you're a touring guy, whether you're a cruising guy, or maybe you like the sport bikes.
If you'd rather play in the dirt, there's 4 wheels or there's 2 wheels.
Or maybe you've gotten to that point where you're ready for an extra wheel. They got the Can-Am Spider and the ever-so-cool Slingshot.
Or maybe you don't like the dirt or the road, then you can get on the water. Take this baby for a ride.
No matter what you need, no matter what brand you like to ride, all the safety gear, helmets, whatever you're looking for, it's all right here under one roof. And with the used motorcycle sales, you can pretty much find any kind of motorcycle you like. Hey, quick reminder, we got the Posse Ride coming up. It's going to be October 11th. That's next Sunday. Meet us here between 10 and 12 here at Trace Caminos in Martinsville. A lot of construction going on, so make sure you Google that and find out the best way for you guys to get in here. But we're going to be here at noon. We're taking off from here. We're going to do some back roads. It's going to be about an hour ride. We're going to end it at Cedar Creek just like we did last year. We'll have food, we'll have chips, we'll have water, and then we'll also have whatever adult beverages you want while we're there, because it is a winery, brewery, and distillery. So we're looking forward to seeing you here for this ride. And remember, all of our charity rides are sponsored by Crambo's out in Greencastle. They do a fantastic job. They've been a part of the show for many, many, many years. Make sure if you get out to Crambo's, tell them Steel Horse Thunder sent you, and tell them thank you for what they all do. That being said, let's take a look over at Heavy's, our old friends Heavy's Bar and Grill. Cindy's over there. She's got something going on. Let's find out what's going on.
Hey, we're out here at Heavy's and we're doing the Soul Healing Ride. This is for sexual trafficking, for sexual abuse of children. And you know, I really wanted to cover this ride today because it's so prevalent today, you know, in our society. And Scott, he went out to Frenchie's. He's covering that ride. You know, we're going to come back tonight. We're going to talk about both the rides because they're both going to be great rides. And right now we're going to go out and we're going to talk to some people and just find out what this ride's about. So Destiny, you have put this ride on, and I'm going to tell you, it's an amazing cause because in this day and age, we see it all the time. But tell me about what you're doing, what your plans are.
So our goal is to provide more aftercare to survivors. Right now in Indiana, we have talk therapy, and that's pretty much it. We want to offer coping skills, educate about triggers, how to have healthy relationships after sexual abuse. The money for today goes to provide funding for the first round of services.
And you said that you guys are involved with a different charity, or
Yes.
Tell me about that, how you guys are involved.
Amazing Grace Equine Therapy, they're providing all of the equine therapy services.
And I know that you said that you guys are looking for a place. You have one that's already, you're looking into it, trying to buy it or get a grant for it. Tell me all about what it is exactly that you are doing.
So my end goal is to provide a better service for survivors. Right now, if you're a survivor and you don't have a supportive family and you've been sex trafficked, you go to what looks like a juvenile facility. It is a rewards-based program. You have to earn the right to do your laundry, to go get a job, to even leave, make phone calls. You have to earn them rights. To me, I feel like we need to be offering a different program, something that is loving, encouraging, supportive, that provides a home-type environment to these girls, or sometimes boys too. So the place that I found in Martinsville has 4 or 5 different cabins on the property. It's 107 acres, which means we could house so many kids. We could offer so many services. So getting the funding and grants will help get them services going, help provide them options to survivors.
And so will you need counselors that's going to help them, or is it just, I mean, is that going to be on a volunteer basis?
So we are going to contract hire a clinical psychiatrist to help get the programs going. And then once we are up and running, we will have talk therapy as well as counseling, but we'll also provide the other support that comes with that too.
Well, I know I talked to your stepdad, and he said that you've always been inclined to help others and have kids in your house and take care of them. What is it that brought you to this situation where you wanted to open up a facility for it?
So I was a survivor as a child, and then later my daughter was a survivor. I was shocked to find out that there were no more services offered to her than there were to me. And we're talking a 20-year difference. There's nowhere I could take her. Because she had a loving, supportive home, they basically said, good luck finding a counselor, let's go to court, put you through this more trauma, and then good luck afterwards. And it was a very, very, very hard journey with my daughter.
So what happens? Like you said, you go to court. As far as when you went to court, she has to testify against somebody, and that person, what happens to them?
So if they're a minor, they get to go to a rehabilitation center where they learn that what they're doing is not right. However, if they're an adult, hopefully they get jail time. But sexual molestation is one of the hardest cases to prove. Now, if it's a sex trafficking case, that's different. But when a person is sex trafficked as a minor, if they don't have a supportive home to go to, at 18 years old, they basically just tell them, go ahead, leave. If your trafficker has been prosecuted. If your trafficker was not prosecuted, then you just leave. Or no, I'm sorry, I take that back. If they prosecute the trafficker, they will provide you services after. Give you a housing allowance, provide you with a FCM after you turn 18. But if your trafficker is not prosecuted, then you just get to leave. At 18, they open the doors and say, good luck with the rest of your life.
You know, and these kids don't even know what to do. I mean, and then to send them into an environment where they're almost like a jail environment, how do they know how to get through that? So I don't know. I know that you've had kids that you've had to deal with. How do they get through that?
Usually it's drugs, honestly. Like if you have no other idea on how to make yourself stop hurting, what do you do? What do you do to heal your pain? Most of the time it's drugs. And then we wonder why our society is so filled with drugs. If we're not offering anything to these kids, nothing. They're being sexually abused. A lot of them don't have families. They don't have parents. They have no support system. And then we know that there's trauma. We know that their brains have been affected by this, and we're offering them nothing. There are countries that are very underdeveloped that have programs like this in place. We don't. We are one of the most developed countries. Top 15, I think. I think we're number 14. And we don't offer this to our survivors. And it's not okay. I have adults that come in here that are still struggling with childhood sexual abuse every day. And if we're providing programs for adult survivors, why are we not stepping back and helping the children before they become adults and providing them services then?
I totally agree. And I'm so glad that you have stepped up and that you're going to get this program going. I believe that you're going to be able to get the funds so that you can open the facility, because it's something that is desperately needed for these kids. We don't think that it's around, but it's around. And it makes you sick when you think about it. It makes you heartbroken for these children that have to go through what they go through.
You get sick when you think about it, but I hear the stories every single day. I get the Facebook messages from the survivors. I know people that I grew up with that were sex trafficked by their parents. Like, I feel these stories. And it's hard.
It is.
But we're going to make it better. We have to make it better.
So, Bert, you're Destiny's stepfather. What brings you out to this ride today to help your stepdaughter?
Yes, well, she's doing right for kids, which she's always done. I mean, she's always had kids in and out of her house, helping them, feeding them, and taking care of them when the parents couldn't. And I admire her for that. She needs to have an award of some kind. I mean, you ask anybody that knows her, I mean, that's what she does. And she doesn't do it for prestige or anything. She does it because she cares. And that's, I can say that for Destiny. She is a person that cares about kids, and Yeah, all people actually.
Well, and that's such a blessing because, you don't always have that where people will offer their own home to have people come into. So for your daughter to be able to do that, I mean, are the kids friends or is it just...
Mostly friends that, friends of friends that, couldn't take care of the kids for that weekend or feed them or something. She'll feed them and take care of them, buy them clothes. It doesn't make any difference. It's all for the kids and for her.
And again, it's such a blessing because so many kids are, they don't have the funds to be able to get, parents don't have the funds to be able to get them the things they need. So when there's somebody in the outreach that can come and help those kids, it's such a blessing for them, because, and especially like Destiny, I know she works her butt off here at the bar, yeah. And now she's out here doing this ride. Did you guys help her get this ride together?
No. Her husband, Joe, I think he's done a lot for it. I mean, he's right in it with her, and he's made some stuff to auction off today. Pretty nice stuff. He's handy with his hands. He can build stuff out of wood like crazy. He built me a box one time for a dying friend that was in a nursing home, and he built me a lock box with wheels and everything on it just so he can lock his stuff up.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And now you got all these bikes out here today, for her. And I know that they're doing an event. Do you know anything about the event that's going on afterwards?
The auction? Yeah, there's going to be an auction up here at Heavings. I guess there's a lot of people bringing stuff in. She's got shirts, Soul Survivors shirts for a lot of different people. The Harley box. I think it's a cedar box he built. An old style fashioned bench, iron legs and stuff. He put new wood on it and everything and made it look good. Yeah, between the two of them, they're accomplishing a lot for some people.
Well, it's a great thing that they're doing. And motorcyclists, I believe, are the best people in the world. They step out and they go above and beyond just to help anybody and everybody. And so today we appreciate you guys coming out. We appreciate what your stepdaughter's doing, your daughter. We appreciate what she's doing today to help this community, the kids that are in desperate need. We really appreciate it.
Well, I admire her for it. I admire both of them for it because they don't have to, but they've been doing it for years, and this isn't something new that she's just done. She's been doing it for years. So that's, I can just say thank you, Destiny, Joe. You're doing a heck of a job.
So we're out here at this ride. What brought you guys out here?
It's a part of our community, and we want to support those in need. So what's happening with the sexual abuse it's not right. So we want to be out here to support that.
How did you find out about this ride?
Well, we keep track on anything going on with the motorcycle. I guess you'd call the industry, but not an industry, but the group. So any rides that we see that are out there, we try to get involved in it if it touches our heart.
Well, and this one is very prevalent in today's age because there's so many cases of sexual abuse. There's so many, the sex trafficking with the kids and everything else. You hear about it all the time. I mean, I think I got on my phone the other day and just saw that they found more kids out there. So you don't think of it as going to be in your neighborhood, but it really is. And I think that this ride is going to just show that the community needs to get together and help those kids. And so I'm glad to see you guys out here. How long has the Chosen Brothers been going?
We just celebrated our 5th year anniversary. The charter that I belong to, we started in August, but I've been with them for about 3 years. So
is your charter from here?
Hendricks County. Yes.
Okay. And so what all do you guys do?
We ride motorcycles. We get together and support our community, support our family. Our group it's a family group and a family organization. So we get together, and if somebody has something that's near and dear to their heart or they want to bring attention to, we'll show en masse to support that person, and then to show the community that, hey, we're not going to stand for stuff like this, so we're going to ride for it. And yeah.
Well, we love to hear that, and especially you guys are family oriented. You go out and you kick ass doing motorcycle rides, charity events, and we appreciate it. And I really appreciate you guys being out here today. I know there's a lot of you guys out here. How many are in your chapter together?
In our charter alone, I think there's 11. We have those that are trying to become part of the charter as well. But we're also the Chosen Brothers as a group, as an organization. We're also in Anderson doing a ride, supporting that community. and I believe we're also in Madison doing the same thing there too. So not only are we here supporting what's going on here, but we're also in the whole United States.
That's really cool. So if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, I know you said you're looking for people all the time. So if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, how would they do that?
I don't know if we're looking for people all the time.
You're not looking for people?
We are. We will accept those that accept the family orientation and supports their community. You'd have to look up Chosen Brothers. We're on Facebook, and then just reach out that way. Or come out to a community event that we're at and then talk to us at that event.
Well, that's a good way to say it because, come on out. Check us out.
Check us out and support your community.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here today. We appreciate it.
All right, thank you for having me.
Thanks.
Have a blessed day.
Keith, you're out here at this ride, and it's always good to see you guys. I love you guys. But what brought you out to this ride today?
Well, we were tossing up 2 different rides to do, and we found out who this ride was for and what she had going. And here lately, I've seen a lot about human trafficking and child trafficking on the internet, and it makes you sick to see it. So I decided I would try and help wherever I could, and this ride does that.
And I know that Destiny is trying to get a place together where she can have the kids go to for the abuse, the sexual abuse, the trafficking. And again, you do see it in the news all the time now. So I'm glad to see all these motorcyclists out here today to support this cause because it's such a tremendous cause. And you guys are always out supporting all kinds of rides, so it's always good to see you out here.
Yeah, we try to get out to quite a few of them while we have our own grandkids every weekend. And so something like this, it's close to the heart, and you just got to support it, because I couldn't imagine one of my grandkids or one of my kids having to go through something like that. So, it almost brings tears to my eyes every time I read something about kids getting rescued somewhere. So I know this is a little bit to help in the right way, and I'll keep doing this. I'll keep supporting the blue and, fighting the good fight as long as I possibly can. If that means coming to a ride, well, I like riding, so it works out for everybody that way.
It really does, and I'm there with you. I support the blue. I support all these causes. You said something about, you couldn't imagine your kids going through this, and I can't imagine anybody's kids going through it. My kids, my grandkids, anybody's. You watch movies and it's unbelievable. You sit there and think, no, this can't be happening. But, the fact of the matter is it does happen. It happens in our neighborhoods that we don't even think that would happen. So I'm just grateful that this cause is here that she's bringing awareness and doing this for a cause because it is a great cause.
Yes, it is. And you guys doing your part by getting it out there on a future show to even more people to bring more recognition, because the more people that fight against it, the smaller it will become until we all just squash it all together.
Exactly. Well, we appreciate you being out here today, and again, the awareness needs to be there because people don't know about it. So thank you so much for being here and participating today.
All you guys do for all the rides, and especially causes like this that really should touch everyone's heart. So thank you too.
Motorcycle riders want the freedom of the open road. Unfortunately, other motorists often do not give riders the proper attention the law requires. Call us at Leidendorf Law. Like family, because we are. You have been injured in an automobile collision, and suddenly your vocabulary has been expanded to include terms totally unfamiliar to you. We know accidents can be overwhelming to the injured victims and their families. You know you can put your trust in the familiar faces of Leidendorf Law. We take care of you and your family so that you can focus on recovering from your injuries. Leidendorf Law, like family, because we are.
So Rhonda, I absolutely love this bike. It's beautiful. I know you told me that it's your bike, not your husband's bike. Tell me about this bike because it is beautiful.
Thank you. I actually started out with my father, Ron. Grew up in Wisconsin, and he's rode his whole entire life, and of course I fall into his footsteps. It's a 94 Heritage Softail, and it is a beauty. Love it. Rides smooth still, and you would think, before I even graduated high school, I'm riding it. So,
wow.
Yeah. So
not that that's been that long ago.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah.
Have you done anything to this bike since you've had it, or is this just the way it came?
Well, my father upgraded a lot of it, so when we bought it from him, I didn't have to do anything to it. So yeah.
Have you done a lot of miles, like out of state, in state?
Most of the time, just ride in state. You know, it's so beautiful here in Indiana, and you know the back roads. There's a lot of curvy roads for that, so we enjoy it. Yeah.
Also, did you go through a riding course? Because a lot of people do, and then a lot of people say they don't. But did you, even though your father was the one that, you know, got you riding bikes, did you go through that course?
Yes, absolutely. I went with my husband, the Harley-Davidson actually course up in Wisconsin before we moved here, and hands down the best thing ever did. So I strongly recommend to take the course if you have not taken it.
I totally agree. Do you have any other plans for the bike? I know you've already got a lot of stuff done, but are you going to do anything else to it, or be able to go on any long trips?
No, right now, just because I have 2 younger kids, I'm trying to stay close to home. But right now for upgrading, I love the bike the way it is. It's chromed out, as you can see, and it's a smooth ride.
All right, I have to ask you, because you said you got the kids. Do you ride with the passenger a lot?
Yes and no. Yes, my daughter's riding with me today on the ride. She's very excited about that.
Well, it's always different to have a passenger on the bike. I've rode with, I used to ride with a passenger. Haven't had one in a while. In fact, I took the back seat off of my bike so I didn't have to have a passenger anymore. But it is a different ride when you have a passenger on the bike. So, can you feel a lot of difference when you have one? Does it intimidate you at all?
No, I mean, I'm pretty used to it now. I've been, riding and driving for years. So in the beginning, just because it's your personal child, you have just more awareness, even more. But she's a great rider. She knows the rules to how to ride a bike, just how I grew up with my parents riding too. You teach them young, and the safety of it.
And that's so awesome. Well, again, I love your bike. I love the color. It's beautiful. I hope you have a lot of many miles on it, great miles on it. And just thank you for talking with us today.
Thanks again.
The attorneys at Leydendorf Law have over 100 years of experience in personal injury and wrongful death litigation. Call us at Leydendorf Law. Leydendorf Law, like family, because we are. This is a standard lawyer commercial. This is a dramatic shot of me walking down the hallway. This is a stage scene of me talking to clients, even though they're not actual clients. This is the closing shot in my office, where I say my catchphrase, looking professional and confident. Look, all lawyer commercials are the same, but not all lawyers are the same. Leydendorf Law has been involved in the motorcycle community for over 35 years, with many more years to come. Leydendorf Law, like family, because we are.
Well, hey, that's going to do it for us this week. Hope you enjoyed the show. Cindy, what are your final words?
My final words are keep looking at Facebook, because that's where you're going to see when we're doing the ride, where it's going to, where it's going to start from, times, and all that good stuff.
Right on. And that being said, it's not what you ride.
It's that you ride.